Unless her appeal is successful, Ghislaine Maxwell will be nearly 80 years of age by the time she's free from prison. And it's pretty clear she only blames one man for her astonishing fall from grace: Jeffrey Epstein. Like Maxwell's father, Epstein was an enormously wealthy man from humble origins. Also, like Robert Maxwell, he would eventually be disgraced and die of an apparent suicide in disputed circumstances. In the 1990s, Ghislaine and Jeffrey had been lovers. By the mid-2000s, she was describing herself as merely working for the financier. In a 2003 profile, Epstein described Maxwell as his best friend, and much of his life appeared to be organised by her. Intimate photos of Maxwell and Epstein together that were released by prosecutors suggested they had remained close. Whatever the exact nature of their relationship, the prosecution was convinced they were a team in their pattern of abuse, with Maxwell seeking and grooming victims for Epstein. Victim Sarah Ransom, who says she was abused by Epstein, told the BBC Ghislaine controlled the girls.
This was an organization, sex trafficking pyramid, that was run by women. This sex trafficking pyramid wouldn't exist without Ghislaine. She was the enforcer.
Sisters Maria and Annie Farmer, the first to make claims against Epstein and Maxwell, both repeatedly testified in court that Ghislaine was involved at Epstein's behest. Now, Maxwell's supporters say hers is the classic story of a female scapegoat, a woman forced to accept blame for the sins of a man. Epstein's apparent suicide in 2019 robbed his victims of justice, and Maxwell claims they have unfairly turned their fire on her. Meeting Epstein has been the biggest regret of her life, but she is convinced his death was not as it seemed.
I believe that he was murdered. Well, I was shocked. And I wondered how it had happened. Because as far as I was concerned, I was sure he was going to appeal. And I was sure that he was covered under the non-prosecution agreement. But I wasn't in the indictment. So I wasn't mentioned. I wasn't even one of the co-conspirators. I obviously wish I'd never met him. You know, looking back now, I probably wish I had stayed in England. But leaving that aside, you know, I tried to leave and start a new job and move on from the end of 98, 99. So I wish that I had been more successful at moving on. Because I became a banker, so I should have, you know, moved on completely. At the time, I wouldn't have had a problem introducing people to my friends to him, because I didn't know that he was so awful. I mean, obviously now, looking back with hindsight, of course, but at the time, I mean, he had lots of friends. I mean, he was friendly with just about everybody you can imagine. There was no reason to imagine that he wasn't someone of interest to people.